You're planning a trip to Switzerland in October and you're wondering what to expect. Well, in this video I'll tell you everything you need to know and more, because this is Switzerland Insider. My name is Craig, I'm Swiss. Now let's start with the weather, because this is usually the first thing people want to know. October is a true autumn month in Switzerland and you can really feel the change from summer. At the start of the month, days can still be mild, okay? It's usually around 15 to 18 degrees in the cities, and it's perfect weather for hiking and sightseeing as well. But don't be fooled, by the end of October, daytime temperatures are often closer to like 10 degrees centigrade, and nights can just be a few degrees above freezing. Now, in the mountains, that change is even stronger. Mornings can be quite cold, and it's not unusual to see the first snow on the higher peaks already in mid-October. That doesn't mean winter has started. You can still have warm, sunny afternoons, but the air feels sharper and you need to dress for those temperature swings. Something else that really defines October is fog. Some parts of Switzerland, you start waking up to thick fog in the morning. Sometimes it lasts until noon. But if you go up a mountain, you can stand above it and see the classic, what we call Nebelmeer, which translates to sort of sea of fog, okay? And it stretches across the landscape. The one thing you need to keep in mind, that days are getting short as well, okay? Sunset's usually around 7 p.m. in early October and closer to 6:15, 6:30 later in the month. Usually the time switches to winter time as well in the last couple of days of this month, and that means sunset is all of a sudden now between 5 and 5:30 p.m. So if you're on a mountain trip or for a hike, this means your day is going to be much shorter, and you need to plan for that by, for example, getting up a bit earlier. Now, what to do in October in Switzerland? So, if you're coming in October, hiking should definitely be on your list. This is one of the best months for it, at least in the first half of it. October is also the month where you really see the change in the landscape. Forests, they turn orange, yellow, and red, and in the mountains, the grass starts also to sort of like have a golden tones to it. It feels like the entire country slowly going into winter mode, and you have incredible views while walking, and you can enjoy this wonderful fall foliage. An important point about the fall foliage as well, okay, it starts at the very top in the mountains, because there it gets colder usually first and then slowly wanders down. And also you will experience it later in the southern part of Switzerland than you would, for example, north of the Alps. But here's the important part. October is also the month where the mountain infrastructure starts to shut down, okay? From the second or third weekend of the month onwards, many cable cars, gondolas, and mountain trains stop running for the low season. Now, the operators often say it's for maintenance, but let's face it, Jungfraujoch can run 365 days a year and is a very well maintained experience. Now, generally, late October, the hiking season is coming to an end in the Alps. Most of the leaves have fallen, trains can already have patches of snow or frost, and some routes might be closed entirely for safety. Hiking is still possible, but you need to choose sort of lower altitude trails or valley walks. This is why I always tell people, if hiking is the main reason you're coming, try to plan for the first half of October. You'll get the colors, the lifts will still be running, and you'll have the mountains mostly to yourself. And since October is really the month when you need to plan for routes and check what's open, this is also the perfect time to figure out which train pass makes sense for your trip. I've got something called the Swiss Train Pass Check, okay? Where you just tell me your travel plans and I'll recommend the right pass for you. It's free to use, and you'll find the link below in the description. Now, October is also a great month if you want to experience local tradition. Okay? Towards the end of the month, Basel, for example, celebrates the Herbstmesse, which is basically a huge autumn fair. It's been going on for many years, and it takes over multiple squares in the city with rides, market stalls and food stands. If you're in Lucerne, for example, you'll find their own Määs, okay? A smaller but a bit more cozy version of the same thing with rides and stalls as well. Now, these two examples aren't the only ones, okay? You'll find fairs like this all over Switzerland. Many of them are, though, much smaller and do not last as long. And something that's become more and more visible in the last few years is pumpkins, okay? You see them everywhere now, okay? Not even on roadsides, but in shops, restaurants, and at markets as well. Okay, one of the best spots to enjoy pumpkins is at Farm near Zurich. They have a huge pumpkin exhibition where they have created giant sculptures of it, and of course you can eat everything pumpkin as well. Of course, this is a really cool experience if you're traveling with kids also. Now, one of the biggest advantages of October is how quiet it is. The big summer crowds are gone, and even compared to September, you'll notice a difference. Trains are less full. Popular spots like Zermatt or Lauterbrunnen, they feel a lot calmer, and you rarely need to book restaurants far in advance. Hotels and apartments are easier to find, even at short notice, and the prices are often lower as well. The one thing to keep in mind, though, is that because demand is low, some mountain hotels and restaurants close completely for that seasonal break until the ski season starts before Christmas. Now, that's not a problem if you plan ahead, just double check that your destination is actually sort of open.
And now obviously when you're traveling in fall, like I am at the moment, you will enter in the off season, and as you can see here from this hotel, you hear noise. They're making new stuff throughout the entire kitchen. That means this hotel is closed, but the other ones, they are still open during this time.
Now, after seeing all of this, you might be wondering what to actually bring for a trip this time of year. Now, October is when it really pays to pack smart. The mountains, it already feels cold, so bring a proper jacket and a warm sweater or a fleece. But when the sun's out and you're hiking, it can get still warm enough to just wear a t-shirt. So layers are the way to go. This is also the month when I recommend proper hiking boots. Trails that can be muddy, covered with wet leaves, and good grip makes a big difference there. A light rain jacket is always good to have in your bag because autumn showers, they can happen here and there. And if you're spending time in the mountains, make sure to throw in a hat and gloves just in case you sort of miscalculated a bit with what you wear on your body. Now, here's what you need to know about October summed up. Plan your hikes and mountain trips early in the day because daylight is short and evenings can get cold quickly. Now, always check the operating schedule for cable cars and mountain trains, especially in the second half of October when many start closing down for the low season. And finally, have a flexible plan. October can surprise you with warm, sunny days, but also a foggy morning at the same time and even an early snowstorm up high. So if you're ready to adapt, you'll enjoy the month no matter what it throws at you. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon around in Switzerland. Bis bald und tschüss.